It is time to talk Under Armour Atlanta, top recruiting updates and prospects. Let's go.
Locked On presents The Portal, the daily podcast covering college football recruiting and everything NIL. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Back into the Portal Podcast, where you get your daily recruiting and NIL scoop. We are going to be discussing all kinds of things today in regards to Under Armour. And to be honest, this is my favorite event of the year for the camp circuit because there's so many good players, especially linemen at this event. So thank you very much for joining me here live on this episode. Truly appreciate it. And we are going to be having some fun. But today's show is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Right now, you can get everything going your way when you give FanDuel a shot because it is giving you a way to turn that energy into an even bigger potential win. College basketball parlay profit boost. Got the tournament going on. Head over to FanDuel.com to get started and have some fun with that. But I'm going to have fun with all the recruiting that's going on at the Under Armour event. I saw kids that I'd heard about, saw kids that I'd seen on film, and seeing kids live is just different. There is no better way to evaluate than live, because you get to see what they act like around other top prospects, what they're like off the record, what they're going to be like when they're around other great players. It makes it very difficult for them to hide. If you're there, I'm going to give you credit just for that, because everybody's going to lose reps. But above all else, compete. The kids that go there end up being ranked higher. The kids that don't go, by most accounts, they're not going to be ranked as high. If you go out of your way to avoid competition, that's what you get. That's what you deserve. So I'm just going to run down the list of some key players here in just a minute, and we'll get into all the recruiting steps after, what I think's coming. But first off, I want to go over just a handful of players. I got some scoop just based on like full interviews. Just go over that. So here we go with that to begin. Adrian Cole, he is one of my favorite safeties in this class. He plays with Coastline 7-on-7. I've gotten to know Adrian well. Really good guy. He's got Ole Miss as his one official visit date that he has locked in. That is June 19th. His unofficial list is a who's who. Georgia, March 18th. He's got Tennessee, April 9th. Ole Miss, April 3rd. Ohio State, March 27th. He's got LSU, April 24th. He's all over the South plus Ohio State. Georgia, Ole Miss, Ohio State, I think have the best shot if I was to guess, but that kind of stuff changes quite a bit. Adrian is the quintessential safety, 6'2", 190 pounds, really smart guy. Can play in man, but he's just as good, if not better, in zone. I think that he's going to be a guy that ends up playing in any kind of scheme he wants. It won't really matter if it's more cover one or if it's more of a mat. It doesn't matter. He's going to be somebody that plays at a high level no matter what you do. He's coveted for a really good reason. It's because he's so versatile. And he's a guy that'll play within his scheme without complaining. Real quiet, real low maintenance recruit. And if you take nothing else from this podcast, if you're a recruit out there, try to be like Adrian in that regard, because he doesn't waste your time. He's going to say what needs to be said, and that's it. And it just low maintenance. He's from the Atlanta area. Carlos May, kid out of Ramsey High School in Birmingham. Elite prospect in terms of his long-term upside. I don't think this camp setting really does him any justice. He's a power player. He's got some pass rush moves, but Carlos is better as a player that can play some two. Like he could two gap. He's that strong, but he's also a guy that can get up the field and create some havoc. More of a straight line player, just going to throw hands, make one move and go at you. But he's got Auburn and Ohio State, Georgia. Those are probably his top three. But he does have an OV to Florida State, May 29th. He's trying to set one up to Notre Dame. He's got the other three locked in dates too. I didn't get those from him, but I have no idea where he's going to go, because I asked him, I said, does Florida State, Notre Dame really have a shot here? And he said that they do. He's not locked in to staying inside the state of Alabama. So maybe another team even gets involved. Who knows? It could be a Tennessee or Texas A&M or anybody else. Who knows? But he wants to take his trips and see where he's going. BJ Allen, kid from Westlake High School over in Atlanta. He's got unofficials to Auburn and Virginia Tech getting ready to come up. He told me, I went to Florida State already. He's got Virginia Tech May 29th for an OB. Plans to take OBs to Florida State, Mississippi State, and Vandy. This is the kind of corner that everybody wants because he's got long-term potential. He's very competitive. He's really good at the point of attack. And most importantly, you can't teach the frame. He's 6'1" with long arms. Those are things that you can't get away with it anymore, just having guys that are smart or just fast. these offenses are too good. You need DBs with length. BJ fits that profile well. Donovan Moore, a kid out of Hueytown on the edge of Birmingham. That's one of the better programs over the last 20 years. Jameis Winston actually came from that program as well. He's got Alex Golish and the Auburn Tigers. Basically, it's the team to beat. He's in the fold, but he still plans to take, according to him, visits to Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, Texas, and Ohio State. Here's the question. Like, he loves Alex Golish. He loves Von Trell over there at Auburn, the big D-line coach, great guy. But he wants to take his visits. Can Auburn get him not to take his OVs? That is the question. And finally, a name you need to know if you do not already, Keon Standifer. This is a young man that also plays with Coastline. And I knew he was good. And while I don't like giving him any credit because he likes to pick on everybody on the team and try to start mess just to have fun. But Keon absolutely cooked 3 different guys today and was really, really good. I don't think he's going to be somebody that ends up playing anything other than slot for the most part, but it won't really matter because he's so good. He had at least 3 touchdowns off the top of my head, and it was just awesome to watch him the way he did it because the guys came up on him, played bump, and they didn't get hands on him. If you do not get hands on somebody that's as twitchy as Keon, and he's at Newton High School just on the edge of Atlanta, you're going to get just absolutely smoked. Florida State, Tennessee, Auburn, and Georgia Tech are the teams that are going to have the best chance at him. He's got unofficial coming up to Auburn this week on the 19th. He's got 17 coming up here today or tomorrow. He's got Georgia Tech. He's got Tennessee in a few days on the 23rd. And then he's got 1 OB set already, Georgia Tech, June 19th. So Keon is one of the fastest guys and one of the twitchiest guys in the country. For some reason, he doesn't get a lot of respect. And I think that's kind of odd because he lives in the Atlanta area. It's a bit surprising, to be honest with you. But he's starting to blow up, and his videos from Under Armour will probably circulate. I don't even video him at Under Armour and stuff anymore because I know he's going to win most of his reps. I was concentrating on some other guys, but the 3 reps that I actually watch him, he scored on all 3. Not just caught it, but scored. That's not normal when you're going up against FBS level players. And he honestly made it look pretty easy most of the time. So when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more, go through the rankings, talk about guys that I thought stood out, my overall MVP. That is next right here on the Portal Podcast. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. College basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every single night. From early tip-offs to late night West Coast shootouts. There's always action on the board. And now we got the NCAA tournament and everything that's going on. So it's a great time if you're somebody that's into getting in on the numbers. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. You can build any college hoops parlay you want. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be the first round games only. It could be player props. It could be anything that you want. Figure it out your way with FanDuel. So take your time now. Look over the board because there's a lot of really cool games. Even the play-in games, they're fun too. Head over to FanDuel.com and get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel. Play your game. We are also brought to you by our friends over at Indeed. Indeed sponsored jobs is the thing that you need to go with because workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, and inboxes overflowing. You still got to find that person to get hired, and you need to get it done, even though you got other stuff going on. So when the pressure's on, you need Indeed sponsored jobs. It helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for, skills, experience, location, and just the vast knowledge that you need at your company. And here's the stat that kind of puts it in perspective. With Indeed, on average, our data shows 27 hires by companies like yours in 1 minute around the world. So if you're hiring, spend less time looking for somebody and actually give that opportunity to Indeed sponsor jobs so you can get back to the work that you need to be doing. And our listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit. Just head over to Indeed.com/podcast, Indeed.com/podcast. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And if you want to take your game to the next level, check out the Everydayer Club. Use code MARCH in the description below. It'll explain everything. You can get a free month, but $5 a month or $50 for the year. You have no ads on your podcast, on the audio feed. And on top of that, there's a Discord and more. You can even get in and get some free merch if you get your bracket filled out. in time on the Discord. It's really cool. Check it out in the link down below. Now let's just talk about top players. Just going to kind of go across it. Nothing in particular in terms of an order here position-wise, and then I'll give, at the end of this segment, I'll give my overall favorite players that I watched. Won't be anything shocking to anybody, but there are so many good players. I'm going to miss some people, and I'm only going to do part of it. I'm not even going to go into all the DBs yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I haven't watched all the film, so full disclosure, I am not done watching all the video that I took, going through all my notes. It is a lot. It is quarterback to DB. There are 100 plus kids there. It's insane. So keep that in mind. This is just a partial list. Derek Baker committed to Tennessee, quarterback. I knew he had a good arm. When I spoke with Derek, he told me he's up to 230. He looks great. He played very well the last time I saw him a few weeks prior at a 7-on-7 event. This is a kid that I'm really curious to see how he will do with the Vols. Committed to them. Really likable guy, plays at Milton, big-time competition. Really like him. Kingston Prier, he's the 2028 quarterback, another guy that's got an opportunity to be pretty much as good as he wants. He plays over at Benjamin Russell. This is a program in Alabama that's been good for a long time, but they've kind of taken that next step. I think that he's as good a quarterback in class of 28 as there is. He's mobile. He's athletic. He looked more calm, though. He looked really good, and I think that his offer list is just going to continue to expand. I wouldn't be surprised if the Notre Dames, Ohio States, and Oregon's got involved, Texas, or anybody like that. It's just whether he wants to leave the area. And I really don't know what his list is. Didn't go over that much with him. I just wanted to evaluate him some more. He looked calm. His motion was consistent. His accuracy was good. Again, he'll be as good a quarterback as there is in the class of 2028. A 29 kid to keep an eye on, Zach Parker. He's out of Cherokee High School. He's not the biggest guy yet, but he's a younger player. Very athletic, very, very smart kid. I'm curious to see how much bigger he gets, but as long as you can spin it like him, he's going to be really good. Bobby Coleman Jr., Kareem Yulee, those are a couple of the guys that are good that were there. Seen them plenty. I just need to see them continue playing in games. Like Yulee's committed to Clemson. I'm not sure where Bobby's going to go. I didn't ask him, but there were plenty of good quarterbacks there. I did not watch the running backs and linebackers. I was interviewing the linemen while they were competing. I only watched 5-10 reps. I'm not going to try to grade anybody. This happens every year at Under Armour. The timing doesn't work out where you can see everybody. So my apologies, but there's nothing there. For defensive end, Success Nawabade. This is a young man that if you've been around the Atlanta or Athens area in the last year or so, you probably know about him. Success is a great kid, pretty quiet, unassuming. I believe he's still at Athens Academy. 6'5", 6'6". He really looks the part. Georgia and all the SEC schools are coming after him. I'd watch out for UGA. Just from listening to him talk to somebody. I was interviewing somebody else next to him, and I heard some of their conversation. I didn't get a full-on interview with him, but Success was really, really impressive. One of the best reps that I got on video from this weekend, and maybe the best. I posted it on social media. It's on my YouTube page already. It's on Instagram, etc. He absolutely won a rep with a great move. And it just shows you if you have length and you're motivated to learn your craft, you can do some pretty special things. He's got a world of upside. Adrian Cole, this is a kid from McGill-Tulane, guy that I need to see more of. I just want to bring him up. He's got length. He's got some athleticism. I want to see more of him, and I live in South Alabama. That's a kid I'm going to go see. Carlos May, I talked about him already. Really powerful kid. He fits that D-tackle mold. I think he could play nose guard as well. I'm curious if he prefers one or the other once he gets to college. Like right now, he's just an open-minded guy, just wants to be a part of the team. Does he find a niche at one or the other? I don't think he's necessarily a natural pass rusher, but he's got some twitch to him, and he's just a bull in a china shop. Maybe he's a player that ends up being really good. Georgia and a bunch of schools want him. They kind of give you that hint that, hey, this isn't just a good player. Like when Georgia wants interior D linemen, it's a sign. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, his list is pretty crazy. But from speaking with him, I don't think there's any doubt that he's a kid that can be absolutely elite at the next level if he can kind of hone his craft. And he's got the personality you want to be around. Guys off the field like him, if you're ever close on somebody to offer, and that's the guy you want. And this is a kid that just look at the film you would want anyway. Again, he's at Ramsey High School up in Birmingham. Jamarcus Johnson, if there was a more impressive looking player I don't care what position, more impressive looking player at the combine. Maybe success, not of a day, but this kid's only at 2028. He's at Toombs County. It's in central part of the state. It's kind of off the beaten path, south of 16 and east of I-75. He walked in and I'm like, who is that? He's 320-ish, something like that, 6'4", 6'5", very unassuming, quiet kid. Power, though. Like, his frame is insane. I would take that kid right now. I don't care if he was a sophomore, junior, whatever. But the funny part is he's technically still a sophomore in high school, and he's that size. And the way he moved, it was insane. I'm a huge fan of Jamarcus Johnson. He's as good as he wants to be. Donovan Moore, I've seen him plenty. I've seen him live in a game last spring. That's a really good football player, but I don't know where he's going to really end up. Kind of like the same thing that I spoke about with Carlos. Is he going to play any nose guard? Is it going to be just D tackle? He's going to play some 5. I think he's got enough skills that he could do multiple, but I just really like him as a player. One other guy, the kid that is really quick, he's a little undersized, Jeremiah Beverly. I forget which high school he's from, but he gets down to real low in a 4-point stance and he shoots out and comes after you. That kid is really, really athletic. I like him a lot. Let's talk a little bit about the other side of the ball. Offensive line. Quelly Fielder out of Carrollton. It's the same place we had the event. He's probably the most advanced underclassman I've seen in a little bit in terms of anticipation, not just his hands and feet. He really manipulates what he wants to do much better than most seniors, honestly. He stoned a few guys in one-on-ones. It's really hard to do that when they're not in pads. Quelly's a great kid. He won O-line MVP. He was awesome. I think his offer list was already pretty impressive. Like the Georgias of the world wanted him. But now if there was any question for anybody, once Under Armour sends it out, there's no way that Quelly's not getting offers from teams because he was just that dominant. He's 320 pounds, about 6'4". That's maybe a guard, maybe it's tackle. I don't really care. He's athletic enough. I think he could play either. And most importantly, again, he uses his brain just as much as his brawn. That's hard to find with a young man that still has 2 years of high school left. And being at Carrollton, he's obviously going to continue to get development. Keenan Verkirk. This is a kid out of McEachern. I think he's got some upside. He's got some bumps to work out, but the frame is incredible. Want to mention him. He's a class of 2028. Landon G, 2029, might have the highest upside of anybody. He was pretty close to Quelly, but I would say Quelly's still a little bit better, but he's only a 2029. He's got 3 years of high school left. He's at Milton. Powerhouse player in terms of his strength for his age. He handled some guys that were older than him pretty well, battled well, but again, I would still give it slightly to Fielder in terms of which one was better on the day. But give me either one of those kids and I'd be happy. Both of them are going to be 40 offer guys easily, maybe more. The one senior that I don't know, maybe it's just me because I liked him in drills. Elijah Morrison, he's out of Hebron Christian. Congrats to them. They won state here recently. That's a kid that I think's got a chance. I probably like him better at guard, but whatever the case, he's a really good football player. When we come back, I'm going to talk about, man, there's a ton of wide receivers to go over. I watched a little more wide receiver film than I have anything else yet, and I took a lot of notes on them. This is the longest receiver list, and I don't really know who I would pick number one. It's hard, but that's why we go through this. So that is next right here on the Portal Podcast. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Robinhood. What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions live all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets changes the game. It's people moving the action. So when momentum shifts, you can move with it. You always knew the game, but never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now you can actually take part live in a market powered by people. You're no longer just a spectator. Play by play, you decide. Trade every play with Robinhood. Now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood now to begin. We are also brought to you by our friends over at Wayfair. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your space and make your home better for you, whether it's updating a room, adding some outdoor furniture, or finally organizing that cluttered corner. It's a great chance to bring a fresh look into your home. That's where Wayfair comes in. From furniture, decor, whether it's photographs, it could be coasters, it could be plates, it could be anything that you need to spruce up your living space. It's up to you with Wayfair. And right now, find the furniture, decor, and essentials that fit your unique style and budget. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things Wayfair. Wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style and every home. Let's talk wide receivers and kind of get back into the groove of just expecting guys at all these tournaments I go to be really twitchy. If you don't get hands on these receivers nowadays, even kids that are like sophomores and juniors in high school, they will smoke you. As I noted earlier, my guy Keon Standifer, a couple of guys made the very poor decision to play bump and run coverage and not get hands on him. Those ended up in touchdowns that were not even difficult for Keon. And across the board, I saw that a lot. If you're going to come up there, you better get hands on guys that are that twitchy. Even some of the bigger receivers, it's not going to go well. Cameron Hurst, he's a guy that was really good. He's a kid that's 2028 out of Buford. He smoked some guys. He's got a little length to him, some bulk. I think that guy's going to be really, really good. Keon was awesome. Sean Green, I love that kid. He's a guy down there in Camden County, in Kingsland, Georgia, down in the southeast corner of the state, maybe an hour away from Jacksonville. He could fly. He had one of the best 40 times at the event. Zion Robinson, kid from Stockbridge that I think is going to be really good. 2028 wide receiver. Got some length to him as well. He was impressive. Again, this is a long list. Langston Abernathy, he can absolutely run. He wore number 1. That always catches my eye when I see that. He's a kid that just ran by guys. He flat out ran by guys, and so did number 6, Travaris Reed. I don't know much about them, but just seeing them, I'm going to research them more. I just went down and took notes as I went through. Really good. Jabari Watkins, really good athlete. He's a kid from Thomas County Central. I knew about him. Didn't pay much attention to him because I already know he's an elite guy, but that just continued. His frame, everything, that's a great player. Brylan Odor from Riverdale High School, just outside of Nashville. He was awesome in the one-on-ones. He won his reps. He's a big-bodied receiver, 6'2", 6'3", 205. If you haven't heard about him, that's a guy that's probably going to blow up. Darian Mosley, got a kid that's from Thompson. He was consistent. I think he's the one that Under Armour gave their MVP to, but he's just a Mr. Consistent guy. Runs routes the right way, sets up his moves, and catches the football. When you do those things, you're going to make yourself very, very happy, and so are the coaches going to be happy with you. Keyshawn Bowman, he can fly. Another kid that's very, very fast. Watch out for Vanderbilt with him. Maddox Davis out of Cartersville, 2028 kid. He can really play. Cartersville always has somebody coming up. It's really amazing, to be honest with you. Last week, just kind of looking at this list, going through it, if I had to just pick one, I don't know which one it would be. Maybe it's Hurst. Maybe it's Keon. It doesn't really matter, though, because they're all really good. I could go with Odor. I think he won every rep he had that I saw. All of these guys, it's the same thing. If you can find the guy with the right fit for your program, all these receivers are just smoking people in one-on-one. It's not completely the way it's going to be in a game because you have bracket coverage. You have safeties over the top. You got linebackers underneath. But anytime there is a true one-on-one in today's world, it's just over. The wide receivers are too good. This event was just cementing that obvious point, and I think it's a lot of fun to discuss. So anyway, I'll talk about DBs tomorrow on that show on Tuesday, but I kind of wanted to go through that. O-line, receivers, it's amazing what they can do in these one-on-ones. Like used to be, the receiver DBs were a lot more competitive. It's not, and the O-line have improved quite a bit. I was happy with a lot of the young guys there. So those are a couple of the positions I was really happy with. Let me jump into the chat and just have a little fun with this. What's going on, Salty? I see that you are busy in the chat as usual. Let's see. Happy Monday. Portal Podcast Nation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Salty, is there something special about Under Armour camps compared to the showcase camps? Under Armour just gets the elite of the elite. They fly kids in from all over. Some of the kids drive, whatever. But they've gotten the best coaches to come. We've got Super Bowl champions like Jermaine Lewis, Pepper Johnson, guys like that, just walking around. Brandon Jacobs, different players they're going to be happy seeing these guys around. Like these guys have been there. It gets them to come, and they get fitted from head to toe in Under Armour gear. It's a major outlet. Like I'm going to guess 30 media people were there, maybe 35, something like that. overall. It's free coverage, and they put them in great places. Like we were at Carrollton High School, and at the indoor at Carrollton High School is a full 100 yards plus the end zones, and you got space at the ends. Their facilities are literally better than some colleges. So you get to go to a great place. All of that is very, very crazy to me, but nonetheless. Did you go to the 7-on-7 in Murfreesboro where Marshall Manning participated? No, I did not. I've not been to a 7-on-7 ever in Tennessee. I stay in Georgia, Alabama, and Florida for the most part because everybody comes here. I don't know who Marshall Manning is, actually. Curious. Go ahead and please tell me who that is. How are camp invitees selected? Film, personal avowals, and other camps and stuff they've been to, and then recommendations from guys like us, college coaches. But it's invite only, and it's kids that are basically already got all the offers for the most. There's a few exceptions, but not many. They have their own camp on like Saturday. Somehow like some local kids come or some. I'm not sure there's something with that. I don't know it as much, but a few of them end up at the Under Armour camp too. Some guys that are late bloomers. If Notre Dame is interested in DB and he has no academic or other issues, can any school compete with Notre Dame, assuming he doesn't want to stay home? Yeah, this is still relationship based. It's not school based. I can't stress this enough. Kids pick coaches, not schools. I know fans hate that, but that ain't changing. It's going even more and more that direction because the kids only care about which coach can I get along with, learn from, and get me to the NFL. That is 90% of their decision on their end. Then you get into, depth chart, distance from home. Your major may have something to do with it, but a lot of them don't really care about academics, to be honest. So I don't think it really has much to do with Notre Dame, especially since Mickens is not there. It's just relationship based. But having Marcus Freeman and a defensive staff as good as Notre Dame has probably helps too. Katie, Salty, where were you last week? I started to think you took your peanuts and went home. What do Under Armour camps do, if anything, to help talent scouts get the most out of their attendance? One-on-one reps. There's no hiding in one-on-ones. Like the number of one-on-one reps with the DBs and receivers is quite extensive. And then most importantly, the one-on-one reps with the big guys. When we go to high school games, I see a bunch of crappy competition because the 300-pound offensive or defensive tackle is killing some kid. They can't compete with him. It's very rare do we get good on good until later on in the playoffs or a special game at the beginning of the year. Milton versus Grayson. Okay, great. Thompson versus Phoenix City Central. Absolutely fantastic. IMG playing against one of the handful of schools that will actually play them. Those are just the exception, though. Camps and individual workouts with linemen in particular are a million times more important to me than a game, as sad as it is. But the high school level, again, how many kids are that big? It's not that often that you find these guys that are able to play even halfway decently. If you're not that size, it just doesn't work. So like Fielder is going to be a junior next year. He's already 320 pounds. He's killing people. So these camps setting up the one-on-ones, you can't hide. If you can't handle the power, you get smoked. If you can't handle the speed, you get smoked. And there is that aspect of technical too. So all of it's important. And then on top of the final piece, do you listen? When some of these kids screw up, do they shut down or do they understand it and they move forward? That's the question. Katie, my brother and his daughter were visiting all week. I had to catch and show after they had already aired. I missed you too. Katie, I didn't realize how many little things that really matter until I watched Coach Hayes break down high school film. And it's those little things that are big to college recruiters. It's amazing. Yeah, it's at this level, when you're talking about Miami, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Oregon, those kind of kids, the difference between a kid like Quelly and somebody else is just technique. Like Quelly's playing at Carrollton High School, same place we had the event. His technique is just different in his mindset. Like he knows what he wants to do and he sets himself up as the play goes along. He plays like he's 25. He's closer to 15 and he's still 320 pounds. It's the mental thing. It's the hand placement. It's not panicking. If you're not winning at the beginning of the rep, stick to your technique. The kids that do that are the ones that get recognized as O-line MVP like Quelly was. Or if you're a guy that's just really good, like Dawson Jacobs, DJ's younger brother, he's a year out, he's 2028. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the D linemen and stuff as we go. I got to watch some more of their film too. Like some of these guys, they're really good. I'm going to talk more about. I need to probably go back in and look at some of that here in a second. I didn't mention all of those guys. There are plenty of them, but it's just amazing how many different players. It's little things like there were a couple guys that won reps in one-on-ones. When I saw the rep get ready to start, I'm like, this probably isn't going to go very well for this guy. And they won because of their technique and their hand placement. So when I looked at it from that perspective, like, I mean, let me give an example. The Jeremiah Beverly kid, undersized. Just looking at him walking around, he's just a guy at this event. But the way he played caught my attention. I wrote him down, and he wasn't one of the guys on my list like I had marked before the event started. You have to see it live. It really does make a big difference. On top of that, and this is a big thing, again, I will never mention this enough times. Did you just come out and compete? There are certain kids that if they have any injury at all, they don't compete. It drives me nuts. Adrian Cole, the kid I talked about earlier, beginning of the show, plays with Coastline. He's a kid from Douglas County. It's an elite program in Georgia. He had his shoulder pop in and out during the one-on-ones, put it back in place and went out and competed more. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's what he told me. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm not sure if I would have advised him to do that, but that's a competitor. That's a kid you're going to count on. So that stuff really matters to me. Which Coach Hayes? When I hear the name, I think of Woody Hayes. Coach Hayes is a guy. It's on. I've met. He's a great guy. I've talked to him before. He's a big Miami fan, but he's been in the state of Florida. He reviews film all the time. He's really good at breaking down film. Salted Peanuts. Smitty, are you wearing a shirt from an Under Armour camp? No, this is just an Under Armour shirt. I live in Gulf Shores. There's the Under Armour outlet right down the road, and we got an outlet mall. So I've got a ton of shirts from that. I don't have any, like they don't hand out any of that stuff to the media. Salty, he's a former college coach, really knows his stuff, coach with Mario, but I don't hold that against him. That's hilarious. That seems to be receiver-heavy cycle. The receivers at the Georgia camp were awesome. Usually Florida has just as good, if not better, but Georgia was really good this year. Marshall Manning is Peyton's boy. Saw him throwing to NFL receivers at the Pro Bowl. Kid has a cannon and throws dimes. Yeah, I don't know much about him. I don't know what his age is or anything. I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard anything about him, honestly. But nonetheless, thank you folks very much. I truly appreciate it. I am getting ready to head back on the road for this next weekend. I know that probably doesn't shock anybody here. I got to head back to Atlanta for a 5-on-5 camp. I'm in the process of conjuring up a few more D linemen to go to the event. Aaron Donald's team is going to be there. California Power is going to be there. There's all kinds. It's elite, and it's going to be fun. So that's this next weekend. So next Monday, I'll probably be talking about that. Tomorrow, I'll have some more from this camp. We'll get back onto some of the recruiting stuff that's going on. But this has been the Portal Podcast. I truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. We will see you again on the Portal Podcast.